A very good afternoon to you on Pan-African TV. This is Youth Empowerment Television Show. My name is Richmond Amofa Sapon. And today is on the 4th of May. It's a very bright Monday afternoon. And as usual, we are here to serve God and country. Today promises to be an exclusive edition of Youth Empowerment Television Show. And we would be giving you, as usual, the COVID-19 update so far as the world statistics is concerned before we go into our conversation, so that you just get educated on what is going on so far as COVID-19 is concerned. If you are in Ghana, don't take it lightly. Don't think the fact that government has lifted the partial lockdown, it means the virus, is down, or we do not have any cause to fear. I'll give you a world breakdown of what it is, or what the picture looks like so far as COVID-19 is concerned. As at this particular afternoon, the whole world has recorded 3.52 million COVID-19 cases. That is 3.52 million COVID-19 cases. Now, out of this 3.52 million COVID-19 recorded cases, 1.13 million persons have recovered. 1.13 million persons have recovered. Now, let's look at the number of people that have died from this COVID-19. And this is a very sad news to break, because for the whole world to lose 248,000 people, 248,000 persons have died from the COVID-19 situation. Now, let's look at what is happening so far in the world. Let me give you a breakdown quickly. Now, United States of America. United States have recorded 1.18 million COVID-19 cases. Now, so United States is leading with 1.18 million, and out of that, 153 persons have recovered from the COVID-19 in United States. Now, US also has recorded 68,286 persons. They have died so far from the COVID-19. Spain is also second with the highest COVID-19 recorded cases. Spain has 218,000 cases with 121,000 recovered cases. Now, the number of persons that have died from this COVID-19 in Spain is 25,428. And also Italy is third on the ladder on the recorded COVID-19 cases with 211,000 cases recorded. Now, in Italy, they have had a recorded cases of 81,654 with 28,884 deaths recorded. Now, I'll leave it with Germany and United Kingdom, so that those watching us also via satellite in those countries and also on Facebook, you get to know what is happening in Italy. Now, in Italy, we have 211,000 cases recorded in Italy, and they have 81,654 recovered persons, and also the death rate has reached 28,884. United Kingdom has 187,000 cases recorded, with the number of deaths, it is 28,446. So let's look at Africa to about 10 persons, so that 10 countries, so that we would move on to today's program. Now, Algeria is having 4,474 cases, with Egypt having 6,465. I think with time, so we'll leave this on our social media handle so that you can see the recorded cases as it is. Now, this show is proudly sponsored by Blue Crest University College. They are the only tertiary institution with the safest and conducive internet or e-learning platform so far as COVID-19, virtual learning platforms are concerned. So Blue Crest, for them, you can enroll with this admission window that they are yet to open and get the safest e-learning platform you can have so far. My guest is already seated. I know some of you already started sending messages before we even put him on camera. Now, he is the first Ghanaian on 1st April 2014 to get 1 million likes on Facebook. Not just that, the lot of research, digital marketing research that came to our country's awareness on the number of brands or personalities that are doing so much well, their influence, their role models and stuff. And John Dumelo is one of the persons that everybody, in fact, almost all the young guys that we try to do a sample survey with, just dream to have the charisma he has and all of that. So John is already seated in the studio here. I'm going to introduce him briefly, but before that, send your messages to 0548503799, 0548503799. On Facebook, if you are watching us, don't forget to drop your comments. We'll read it for you as the show goes on. John, you're welcome.
Thank you. Happy.
Cool. Such a pleasure to have you in the
Same
studio.
here.
Good. So, this is Youth Empowerment Television Show.
Right.
It is a show loved by many young people, not just in Ghana, but also across our continent. Now, those of them who want to know John just behind the camera and everything, who is John?
Well, thank you. Good afternoon. I think in plain and simple terms, John is a simple guy, Ghanaian, of course, and, who loves to achieve a lot in life and very easygoing.
That's okay. But how was growing up like? Did you come from a rich home?
No. I actually come from a very middle income home or a middle income house. I grew up in Tema. I was born and raised in Tema, grew up in Tema, but was coming to school in Accra. And then I went to Achimota School, and then after that I went to Tech to study engineering, and then that's pretty much it.
Did you do anything with the engineering certificate you acquired from KNUST?
Well, for the engineering I studied in KNUST, I set up a real estate firm, which I still do, and so that is what.
Oh wow!
Yes, that is what I'm working on. I've been working on for so many years now.
So you were a partner in a real estate agency,
right?
Okay, for how many years now?
I mean, since maybe about 13 years now.
Wow.
I've had a real estate company, which we've done quite some projects around.
Okay, so those who are calling our test numbers, please just send messages to it so that we can read it for you as the show goes on. As of 2008 till now, how many movies have you so far shot?
That would be hard to tell. I mean, those days we used to, every 2-3 weeks you do one film, every 2-3 weeks you do one film. As a matter of fact, there are weeks when sometimes you could even do two because maybe your scenes are not a lot in one. And so it would be hard to tell the number of movies I've done from 2008 till date. It's quite a number.
But can we assume you've shot more than about 80 or 50 movies?
Oh, yeah. More than that.
More than that.
Yeah.
But what inspired you to venture into the agric area?
You see, for me, I've always said that Ghana can achieve a lot with agriculture. I think way back 2015-16, I was doing a lot of traveling across the country, and that is when I realized that, look, indeed, we have lots of land, we have sun, we have soil, good soil, we also have water. And so why can't we do a lot with our agricultural space or our agricultural sector? And so that is what inspired me to get into agric, to see how it feels like or to see whether it's going to work or not. And I think so far it's been good.
So what exactly, what aspects of the agric sector?
For me, I do a lot of maize. I do goats. I have maize. I do maize and watermelon. Then I have goats. I have cow. I have cattle. I have pigs, and then quite recently I started grass cutter farming as well. And then I have snails as well. Yes.
So can you say agriculture is an area where young people should start vying or looking into? But we see that as this modern era with young people with the swag that comes along with social media and stuff going into agriculture.
The swag with getting into farming is a lot. Is better than the swag.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, now if you say you're a farmer, it carries a lot of prestige. It carries a lot of swag, and especially for a young person to say I'm a farmer, it carries a lot of swag than being on social media and wearing new shada and new shoes and trying to feel.
But are you making money in the agric sector?
That is a very broad question because for me, whatever I make, I put it back into the sector, and because I haven't reached where I want to reach in terms of agriculture. So even if I made 5 CDs last year, I'm still putting it back, and then. But
currently, is your agric business doing well?
Moderately well.
Moderately.
I can say. I don't want to say yes, it's booming or it's not booming, but it's moderately well. Agric is something that you learn a lot. I mean, there are sometimes you have failures, but you use the failures to, chalk successes.
Can you say the government's introduction of planting for food and jobs has inspired you along the way during this era?
No, I
to
mean,
plant more?
I started Agric in 2015. Back then, there was nothing like planting for food and jobs. There was rather youth in Agric,
Okay.
But so planting for food and jobs, I've actually had no relation with that program. I mean, I have my land, I have my seeds, I have my workers, I have my crops. I finish what I'm doing, I harvest, and then I sell it to the market.
2015 till now is about 5 years doing the agric business.
Yeah.
Can you say relatively that now there have been introduction of incentives that benefit farmers now than then?
I don't know the incentives with the planting for food and jobs. I really don't. I think
but government touts that there's an abundance of food. There's this, there's that. Is that reality? Is that a reality in the agric business?
Abundance of food comes seasonal.
Okay.
And so you cannot say there's abundance of food because as we speak now, oranges are expensive, plantain is expensive, and so
plantain. The minister says you pick a whole bunch of 5 Ghana seed.
I beg you.
Is that the case in the sector?
No, of course. When he said it, everybody was laughing on social media that it can't be true. In fact, there could have been a time where it could be true because there are times when you have plantain being very cheap. There's abundance of plantain, and so yes, it could come as low as that. But maybe the way he put it that Sisi Accra, Brody cry 5 cedis and 3 cedis. No, I mean presently that's not what it is.
How do you feel when you go everywhere and it's like John Dumelo is a brand, is a celebrity, everybody wants to be like you? There are persons where they see you. I saw videos of you visiting University of Ghana and stuff, and people just want to have a few. They just want to see if you're human and stuff. At what point do you realize that, Charlie, everybody know me?
I think that's the power of television, and that's the power of also doing good. I mean, there are also some people who are probably not on television, but by virtue of the fact that they do a lot of good, they also attain such stardom or such level in life. And so, but for me, I always say that, okay, fine, I need to transform this or that feeling into really impacting the lives of the people who are saying, oh, John, hey, John, let me take a picture and so on and so forth. Yeah. I mean, for us to just take a picture, fine, it might be enough for the person, but for me, I want to positively impact the person's life.
But you're a partner to an IT firm. Do you have an IT business?
I do.
But you it looks like we know of the Greek aspect, the political aspect, the movie aspect, but we do not know much about.
Well, the IT firm, we've been doing stuff on the low. I mean, of course, there are some firms that they're out there, but there are some firms that you're just on the low, but you're quietly working, and that's what the IT firm does.
What services do you produce for the IT firm?
Most of the time is app development. App development. I mean, we do a lot of trial and error. We do a lot of app development here and there, and we've done quite some jobs.
Why politics? Because you're successful in terms of your acting. Everybody knows you across Africa. You've achieved a lot. Why do you want to go into an area such? I don't want to use the word dirty, but such an area where is a very, very serious area. At what point?
You see, there's a level to which you can influence society, or there's a level to which you can influence a nation. And if you look at farming, or if you look at entrepreneurship, there's a level to which a farmer can go to or get to in terms of being a farmer. And so I can go on my farm, I can get my seeds, I can plant them, I can irrigate, and so on and so forth, apply fertilizer and so on and so forth. After that, I harvest and I sell it. But there's also a level in which somebody can influence all these steps. And that person or those groups of people are parliamentarians or the government. And so if I get into parliament, I can be able to positively influence certain laws that govern certain institutions. And so I can easily I can go to parliament and say, you know what, why don't we reduce the price of agriculture? And that I can spearhead. Or why don't we reduce the price of fertilizer? Or why don't we make tractors available to the farmers? Or why don't we reduce the school fees in public universities? Or why don't we have tax exemptions for people who do XYZ kind of jobs? Those are the kind of laws I can influence, and that would positively affect the nation. But as a businessman, I can only just say it, but implementing it will take another force, and that is the force I want to be part of, the force that affects positively the laws of the land, and that is how come I want to get into politics.
When specifically, which year specifically did you think about politics, even before you got involved in the primaries and all of those things?
Maybe it should be 2014, 2015.
Wow.
That I thought about, okay, maybe, just maybe, I can do it.
Yeah.
And so that was when that happened. Yeah.
2014,
2015. That's when I had a thought about it.
About doing it. Most people see, and in fact, on how we see it outside, as like you are one of the darling boys of the former president. We admire the relationship you two have. I think there are pictures of him visiting your home to see your boy and all of that.
Right.
How did you meet the former president? Because it's something we're wondering. Like, did you receive a call one day, John? This Mr. President, I want to see you. How did that relationship build up? That's superb.
Well, mind you, he's also friends with a lot of people, and so I don't think my relationship is very special or very unique. Special. I don't think my relationship with him is unique.
But we don't really see him visiting most celebs, like. Or maybe because we don't see it out there.
Maybe you don't see it out there, but I'm sure he does. I'm sure he visits other people. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think it was back in 2010, 2011 when he was vice president that I think that was when I realized that we had similar friends in common, and so that is when we started building that relationship.
Who approached who first?
And I think we met at an event, and so of course we met and we just spoke briefly, and I think that's how come we formally came into contact. But of course, 2012, I was also involved heavily in the campaign for NDC, same as 2016. And so that is probably how come he and I became friends.
So should we say 2012, 2010, knowing him, all of that, did he influence your political life? That's saying, this is a fine gentleman. I think I can also change lives. I can do something like that.
You mean, did he advise me to get into politics?
Yes, or maybe from afar. Did you admire him as a figure to do what he's
Yes,
done?
of course. I've always admired the former president as a figure, and I still admire him so much. And so, to some extent, yes, maybe he must have influenced my
maybe must have.
Yes.
Did he influence you?
That's why I say maybe. Must have. It's the same thing. It's 50-50. I mean, somebody can influence you. I mean, I like Messi, but I don't know if he play ball. But I'm too old to play ball. I don't know if he run safe. I mean, so a lot of people, I admire a lot of people. But I think for politics, yes, he's one of the few statesmen that I really admired, and maybe you could say his personality or who he is as a person. Not like we had a conversation to say, okay, John, get into politics, but sitting
so
back.
on record, he hasn't even told you to do politics before.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's just my feeling to be able to serve the nation. That's how come I want to get into politics.
Because maybe, I don't know if somebody has asked you this before, but it looks like your journey, it's a bit leading into the presidency. I'm sure you've heard this before.
You won't give me pressure.
Oh, but you never heard this before.
I just want to chop my MP. I just want to make a chop my MP, then chop finisher. Oh God, plan them. Because of course, 10 years ago, I wouldn't think about getting into politics. But now, look at where I am now. Or even 10 years ago, I wasn't even thinking about getting into agriculture. But look at where I am now. And so I always say that God has a plan for everybody, and God has a purpose for everybody.
Just a minute. If you're watching this is Youth Empowerment Television Show, your most authoritative youth analysis program. We are live on satellite TV, on digital TV, on multi-TV. We are live on Facebook. We are live across some 32 African countries as well. So if you're watching us, don't forget to add the country code 00233 or +233. Then you add our numbers. We'll read the messages for you as the show goes on. Lots of messages, but as John is taking a quick break, let me just read some of these messages you have sent us here. This one says that, Richmond, this show is getting the momentum it really needs. You are doing well, great work. Hey John has been amazing. Please just tell him that he must reduce the pressure he's given Ma Lydia. In fact, he's been a new revolution coming for the youth, and we love him so much. Wow, he says that he's John Bosco. And also this one says that, good afternoon, Pan African TV. You are the best of all. Please tell my boss John that he is a real man, and I wish to transfer my votes to his constituency. I'm a member of the National Democratic Congress as an organizer at 2nd D constituency. This one says that I'm Julius in Mankesim. Mr. John really inspired me to start farming. I started with 4 piglets and now I have quite a few pigs. It's been challenging, but we are still enduring it. Thank you, John, for such an inspiration. This one says that, good afternoon, Eric Mensah from Abakrampa in the Ebura Esebu Kwaman district in the central region. I'm watching you live from Abakrampa. I'm really inspired by the account given by John Dumelo. He has really inspired a lot of people in the youth, and also we are going into agriculture. John and John will win. This is greetings to Felix Kwachiofosu is also watching with me. Okay. This one says that I'm Charles of the Institute of Local Government Studies, Accra campus. I like your program, but now especially with John Dumelo, greet John for me. I'm one of his admirers. Hopefully one day I'll get the privilege to meet him. This one says, oh my God, John Dumelo, he's such a very handsome gentleman. Okay, this one says, good afternoon, Pan African TV and my incoming MP. I just want to thank you for the good works done and wish my incoming MP the best of luck. This is Yusuf from Tamale. Okay, this one says that, hey, aren't you guys wearing nose masks? Oh, we've taken into consideration all the safety precautions. This one says that okay, I wish John Dumelo the very best of luck in the upcoming parliamentary elections. This one also says that, two handsome guys. This is from this update from Tumu. Okay, this one says that, hello bro, I'm medical inside of Boase. At the field, John Dumelo rough. His acting crack kills me. Tell Ghanaians to love him despite the V8 saga. This one also says that, Richmond, you are such an amazing moderator. My best regards to you. Ask John where he wants to see himself if he doesn't win the seat. This is Fusheni, Nook's presidential candidate, UDS, Nyankpala. This one says, I'm a student of University of Ghana. The first time I saw John coming to campus, I realized that this is an MP for us. I've never voted for the NDC, but my interaction with him, he made me realize that he's the best man for the job. This is Kojo Razak. Okay, so keep sending your WhatsApp messages coming to us on 054 8503799, 054 8503799. Now I'm coming to Facebook to read some messages, then I come back to the studios. Good afternoon to John Dumelo. I really love him. This is from Hamza Jr. Demastro. This is Dunyo Bernard. He says, hi, good afternoon. This is Amadou Dauda Basintale. He says that, please, I need John's number. This is John Tay. He says that, good job. John Dumelo would win. John Tay from Sierra Leone. Okay. This one says that Madi Imra. He says that John Dumelo will unseat the incumbent. This is from Offenso Abofua. This one says that Marwan Abdul Wahab. He says that, inshallah, you are winning hands down. This one also is from Bugba John. He says that you are the guy who has the capability to do it yourself mentally. We need you. We need to look inwardly before going out for help without knowing. John is the right man for the job. This one says that this is my incoming MP. Very intelligent. Okay, so these are the messages that are coming so far on the show. Your personal relationship with people. It looks like you're on top of the game. Did you do PR anywhere?
No, I didn't. I think maybe I just learnt it from my dad. My father's a very humble man. Okay. And so growing up, I just learnt that from him. But I also say that, look, people, even though this might be a bad example, but people should be able to visit the cemetery once in a while, and you realize that why they laugh.
The cemetery be
or mortuary safe. So that when you go to the cemetery, you realize that Nipa and Sashri will all die one day. And so why is it that? And when you go to the cemetery, you have a nice, or you have the grave of a rich man, and you probably have the grave of a poor man. Yeah. You have everybody's there. We're all in one space. So why is that when we are alive, we want to be bossy, we want to do quote, we want to do like you are better than somebody. You're not, because when you die, you're not. You are all the same. And so I see that is what drives me in life, and say that, look, let me just be real with everybody, and you know.
The humility is very good to learn from you on that. But you're paying school fees for certain people.
Yeah.
that would bring us to another phase of not difficult questions, but quite straightforward questions.
You ask. If I don't go answer, I go tell you I don't go answer.
Okay, you're paying school fees for some students.
Yeah.
Some of them very little amount they wanted to add, else they defer. Some very huge amount, and all of that. When is it going to stop? Would you be paying?
I mean, I started way back in 2013. I mean,
even before your political ambition?
I mean, the records are there to show, you know, on the internet where I started paying fees for people or students in University of Ghana in 2013. And so since then, I've still been paying fees. And my philosophy is that, look, like you're saying, it's not because of 200-300 Ghana or 400 Ghana or 500 Ghana that somebody should defer. For the whole year. And so these are the little amounts that I help people with. And I always try, when people call me for school fees, maybe somebody will say, look, John, I come 1,000 Ghana. You know, I'll defer. And I say, look, see how much you can raise within the week. And then I'll top it up. So they'll call me back and say, okay, I've been able to raise 400, I got 600. Then I top it up. And so these are the ways in which I help people to be able to pay their fees. And so that I can help a lot of people. There are others too. Nothing. So some of them I give them full scholarship as well. But all these things, when I started, it wasn't because I had a motive behind it. It's just because I just want to help people. That's the truth of the matter.
So is this done by your personality or by your foundation?
Well, I'm in charge of the foundation, and so literally everything comes back to me because I fund the foundation. And so once the fact that I fund the foundation means that you know, I'm able to do everything from my pocket.
Wow. Wow. So if you are to look back to the number of persons you've supported educational wise, so now, like approximately,
it'll be hard to count. I try as much as possible not to keep records. I mean, not that I don't keep records. I keep records, but I try as much.
That's a personal philosophy.
I try as much as possible not to
remember the good you've done for
people. I try as much as possible not to do that. But
some of them come back because 2013. If the person is in the university, the person may be done with service.
There was a very interesting thing that happened. This was 2000 and maybe it should be 15 or 16. I was standing at the National Theatre, Conference Center with a group of guys, and we're talking. Somebody was talking, and then when we're talking, we're just having an argument. Somebody had said something bad about me on radio or something, so we're just having an argument. Then a lady comes and says, John, thank you. And I said, why, what's up? Then she was like, oh, I'm one of the people I paid the fees for in University of Ghana in 2013.
Wow.
And then I was like,
wow.
Okay, because I didn't know the person. Back then, I went to the school and I gave the money to the school, so they chose the people. And so most of the time I don't know the people.
Wow.
For me, it's just about just doing good.
How did you feel? The lady walks to you, show appreciation?
I felt very. I don't know. It was as if it was planned, but it wasn't planned. You know, she showed appreciation, and ever since then, she's been calling me to show appreciation that, you know, this is exactly what I did for her, and so that's what I've been doing. But now, these days, I actually have to meet the people and speak to them so that they don't feel as if, okay, maybe I'm just throwing away money here and there. But most of the time, too, I don't. I mean, they will call me and then I'll just say, okay, this is how much is. Even this morning, somebody called me and said, I think they are doing a master's program and is left with 500 or something.
Wow.
And so I'll try as much as possible to help. And
you're a man of many things. A farmer, a business person, because you have partnership in real estate and also and stuff. Now, you know, the movie industry isn't doing so well now. I mean, even before the COVID-19, there were not many roles and stuff. But and of course, on record, you said any money you make, you try to put it back in your business and all of that. How do you get money to do all of this? Because so far, you're paying school fees.
I'm giving out entrepreneurial loans,
support. I mean, bags of rice, oil, sanitizers, bread. Where are you getting the money from? Who is the big man giving you the money?
God, oh, I know I'm from the big man. you know the big man. Oh, my boss. Charlie, God day. That's what I keep on. I was even actually having a conversation with somebody before I came here. And I said, look, me myself, I'm wondering how I've been able to do it, and I'm wondering how I'm doing it, but I'm just doing it. God day.
Politically, people solicit for funds. There are fundraising ceremonies that parliamentary candidate, presidential candidate, they do big parties. Everybody does that. you haven't declared any such fundraising or a website for us to donate or anything.
You could donate.
Yeah, why not? But you see, okay, we'll come down. Give my
you come where?
Right now. I'll go give you.
I'll go take from you. I'll go take from you. I'll go take from you.
You will take for everybody.
Yeah. There are people for the MCR.
Yeah. But before we do such donations, previously, do you receive funds from some philanthropic people who want to help you?
I mean, the truth is that I'll be a lie to say no. Of course, I do receive funding from friends and for people who want to support, but that is just about 10% of what I've put in totally. And so I'll be, I mean, of course, people randomly call me and say, Charlie John, I see what you're doing. Charlie, come get some small petrol, or come get some small something, or come get this. I mean, and that is what I like. I like it when people just call and just give something small. You know, no matter how small it is, it can affect somebody's life. Yeah. You know,
so it's not as if there's a rice company somewhere, bread company somewhere who says come for.
As for the bread, I have 3 bakers. In fact, I think 4. 1 in Tesano, 2 in East Legon, and then 1 in Adenta. Okay. But then all these guys are, I mean, they are there, and I buy bread from them every single day to give to the constituents in Ayawaso West.
God bless you for that particular thing. Now, you've been seen on the field. I mean, politics. You are doing politics. I mean, politics that seeks to touch the masses. And as an Nkrumah, we know one of the strategies Nkrumah used was touching base with the core people on the grassroots and stuff. We saw you at the University of Ghana, certain institutions, and of course the ladies were chanting when they saw you in their halls.
That's what I don't know.
The visiting of the halls. Are you still going to do that if you win? Would you still be going to the halls when you win?
Yeah, but if I don't do that, who will vote for me again in the next 4 years?
Won't you wait another election year?
No. Look, the thing is that everybody says politicians are all the same. And I always say that politicians are not the same. Because
politicians are not the same?
No, all politicians are not the same. Because you have the older generation, you have, and then you have the younger generation. And I feel that the younger generation are learning from the mistakes from the older generation. I go to places and people tell me, Charlie John, then me and this big man day before the elections, we they do everything, we they vibe. I they drive him and things. After election, I they call and say, if you don't know me, they ask me who this. And so these are the things I'm learning to be able to help me be a better politician. And so when I win, of course, I'll still be going to University of Ghana campuses. I'll still be interacting with the people because it's the people that voted for me, and hence I have to be there for the people.
Yeah. You are giving out about 2 terabytes of data to some selected students. Right. How are you going to identify all of them? Students?
I started with
you started already?
Yeah. I started with the biochemistry department of University of Ghana.
Yeah.
I gave them data, and then I went on to GIMPA, which is Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. I went there and I gave them 2 terabytes of data, but that one, it's random. Yeah. We are talking about, I think, close to. How do
you do that? You take their numbers or give them a card?
No. So what it is that, there are a little over 5,000 students, and so I know that looking at it, I can share to about maybe between 2,000 to 3,000 students. So they just contact a certain number, and then we just send the data to them. It's as simple
because
as
people said you mentioned that you are giving data to students, yet there wasn't any number.
That is because
how did they
in my text I said I'm in discussion, or I'm discussing with the class reps. And so for those who are students of GIMPA, they just contact their class reps. And I think so far I've contacted about half the class reps on GIMPA campus. And so the class reps know that this is exactly what is going on. And they have contacted me, and I've also contacted them. And then the modalities are there for you to get the data. I mean, this is something that is there. If you speak to some of the students who received, they said, yes, we've in fact receive data from John, and even though the numbers are a lot, we are trying as much as possible to give everybody his or her data.
I held in the studios your seat, the president of National Union of Ghana Students. I had another interview also with the University Students Association of Ghana president. It looks like some of the things they are trying to get the attention of government to do is the free data thing.
Right.
Do you think government is not prioritizing free data, especially when you are going on virtual learning or you're going on e-learning? Because it looks like you are doing the magic government cannot do, because now students are crying, they want data.
No, they give me pressure.
Oh, no, it be true.
You won't compare me to government.
Oh, no, I'm not going to say it. But you see, if you in your individual... even if you in your individual capacity can do this.
Yes.
And students don't have data to access these platforms.
Yeah.
Is it the misdirected priority of government?
I really don't know what is stopping the government from giving students data, because the truth of the matter is you have the database of students on campus.
Yes.
You have their phone numbers.
Yes.
And so if you get up and say
you
that...
send them messages to alert them on their school fees, penalties,
everything did the phone top. So my point is that if you want to send them data, your database is easy to just send them. Even if you say, look, I'm giving everybody 1 gig in this COVID-19 season for you to help in your learning, that will be fine. But I think what they've done is to partner one of the network providers.
That's government? Or who?
University of Ghana.
Okay, sure.
To get their SIM card, and then I think using certain software, e-learning software, that makes it free. So maybe I think that is why the government hasn't stepped into giving free data, because once you buy that SIM card and you access the software on the
you get a
website,
free usage of those apps.
Yeah, so I feel that is why the government hasn't stepped in. But looking at other institutions, probably like GEMPA and UPSA, I mean, I don't think they've had such arrangements with.
You acknowledge and mention the president of the biochemistry department of University of Ghana. Right. They have an amazing platform, Yensuambo.
Yes, Yensuambo, exactly.
What are you doing about that particular amazing?
That is the Yensuambo platform. That is when I give the data to the TAs, the teaching assistants who help the students, and then also I gave the data to the students as well through the president of
very visionary. Are you done sharing the hand sanitizers?
No, you want some?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then
we want some. Then finish. Okay, but it looks like now the whole Ghana, all the 275 constituencies we have in the country, Ayawaso West, it's like the constituents. This is their cocoa season. It's like John is sharing this. I think Madam Lydia also is sharing this. I think this is the best time to be a constituent of Ayawaso West. Is that the case? Do you see that you guys are pampering?
No, I think this is actually the best time to be in Ayawaso West because change is coming. Because hope is coming, and a new wave of leadership in Ayawaso West is coming, which is the candidature of John Dumelo. And so for me, that is what I would like to say with regards to this. But for me, I don't see it as a competition. I see it as catering to the needs of the constituents, especially during the COVID-19. People lost their jobs.
But no political capital being achieved from that?
Yeah, no. For me, what I'm going to share, I don't care whether you're NDC or you're NPP or you're CPP or you are PNC. When I go, I share. I give it to everybody. And so that everybody will get it. But if I go and I say, okay, NDC people be here, I'm giving you people, then I'm leaving, and then the rest of the people, then I haven't done, then that is not sharing.
What is this 3 things in this constituency? Because Pan-African TV happens to be in Ayawaso West, constituency. Do you? I mean, what are the 3 things that you would change, or you realize is the major problem of the constituency here that you wish to change?
The constituents just need hope. They just need somebody who will inspire them. They just need somebody who will tell them that, in fact, something good is coming, and actually work on the things that are good. I mean, of course, you have a lot of youth here. They are unemployed. They need to continue their education. They need to learn also Musia or Monsano.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that in English, but
some hand to mouth.
Yeah, all those things. They need.
It's a vocational.
Yeah, I mean, they need the youth just want to know that in the morning they are going to work and coming back in the evening and earning something. That is what they.
And John will do that when he's a member of parliament.
Yeah, but I always tell them that, look, if I meet a group of 100 youth, I tell them that I cannot help you all.
Yeah, of course.
I can help 20 or 30 of you at a time. Yeah. Then when I finish, small time, I will come take the rest. I won't say that I'm going to help everybody now and so vote for me. I tell them the truth, and that is what. And people always say that, when we and I tell them that, look, I'm a young man getting into politics, trying to bring hope and change to Ayawaso West. And so if you vote for me and after 4 years you don't see anything, you just vote me out. But then that would also mean that it's ending my political career. I don't want my political career to just be 4 years. I mean, of course, politicians always see climbing the ladder in terms of politics. And so that is what I tell them.
Do you think the constituents engaging with them are disappointed in the current member of parliament?
Oh, yeah.
The constituents are disappointed in the member of parliament?
Yeah, completely.
She's also sharing things you are sharing?
With common fund.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see the difference. We are, I mean, no, I'm not saying, they are saying that, look, even John Sef, the parliament, he's sharing almost more than what the lady is sharing. And so if you compare the two, I'm not using common fund.
Wow.
I'm not using things from the government to come and share and say that it is for my pocket. No, I'm doing everything from my pocket. And so that's the difference. And that is what people are seeing.
Wow. 2020 election. It looks like we are about 6 months roughly, because we are in May, so June till. Are you really prepared? Assessing yourself, looking through your activities.
No politician can ever be prepared for elections. I mean, come the 6th of December, you would always have something you've not touched on, because even if I go to all the houses in Ayawaso West, I still have to go there again and again and again. That is what would make me be confident. But at this point, I'm confident that indeed, yes, I'm going to win the elections. It's going to be hard work and smart work. I'm not going to sit down and say because...
Hard work, smart work.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit down and say because I'm on TV, everybody knows me, John Dumelo, so I'll win. No, I'll win because I need to interact with the people. I need to speak with the people. I need to listen to their concerns and give them hope and inspire them and tell them that change is coming. For some of the change, it is already happening. And so for the others, it is when I become member of parliament that those changes would appear.
Yeah. Being a media person or being a celebrity or an actor already has its own challenges on relationship, on marriage and all of that. Entering into politics, didn't your wife get a bit discomfortable? Or what?
No. Actually, she's in full support. She's
in support of your political journey too as well?
Yeah, and she fully understands what it entails. And
even when politics can make you leave home for days, sometimes campaigning and stuff?
Oh, I'll be that one day. I mean, now I know the problem because you have to work towards something.
Yeah.
It's like when you have exams, and during exams you have to put yourself in a room. I mean, that's how some people learn. But I mean, I don't know how they learn. But
how they learn?
They'll be last minute. Just put for her.
Yeah.
And so it's about just. She supports it. She supports me. She knows what it entails, and she's been there for me. Yeah.
You're winning 2020 election.
Yeah.
Is former president winning the presidential elections as well?
Yes, sure.
How do you tell? You can tell your activities, but how do you tell? Your party doesn't have a running mate now. We're 6 months to the election.
The MPP people. Yeah. Do they have parliamentary candidates?
Jesus Christ.
If the question they ask.
For
some of the constituencies, do they have?
No.
But they will tell you so they go win.
Yeah. So, Dali, today this is like a meet now.
No, because you go to a break and come.
I'll go for a quick break. When I come back, let me take water now. I'll be right back after the break. I will.
I'd always known that I wanted to be a fashion designer. As a little girl, I'd be found looking at the patterns and designs of clothes, but to people, this was only a childish dream. But I knew that I had to be part of the fashion world, and so I had to make a choice. During my admission process, I spoke to the counselor at the SFD, and I knew immediately that I was at the right place, a place that could take my imagination and dreams into a reality.
My favorite part about studying SFD is that the classroom is not the only place where we learn about fashion and design. We organize fashion shows, we attend fashion events, which become a part of our learning process.
We work in a dedicated lab with a special card machine. I can design and print my own design on a garment using the card machine.
Our performance in the college is evaluated on the basis of what we learn in these outside events. And no, I am not complaining at all because I love attending these shows with my classmates and especially with my friends.
At Blue Cross School of Fashion and Design, I've learned about the different ways in which an ordinary piece of fabric can be used to create beautiful design.
The program structure and lessons allows me to be creative and know the diverse areas in the fashion world. My classmates, who are equally talented, help me in this avenue.
I did not know that there were so many techniques and ways in which we can completely transform our everyday clothes into something extraordinary and unique. I am learning something new here every day at SFD.
I don't think I would have learned so many things by undergoing an online course or a distance learning program in my subject.
Now, I'm confident to say that I can open a brand of my own.
Your career is a ladder that leads you all the way to the top. Practically, all your dreams and aspirations of getting into management or even becoming a successful entrepreneur are hinged on your career success. Today, universities and colleges are churning out yearly more and more graduates just like you, all of whom are going to compete in the same industries for the same jobs. This means more graduates stepping over each other for fewer jobs. The good news? The right education can make you more employable in a job market that is increasingly competitive. You can stand out amongst your peers with a Blue Crest education, an education that understands the needs and challenges of the job market and prepares you ahead through progressive and inclusive learning. Our students are given the creative freedom that encourages personal development and are offered on-field opportunities for professional growth. Acquiring a Blue Crest education means being guided to identify and pursue your interest in fashion, ICT, business and journalism, and using the skills acquired in the course of learning to prepare yourself for life. Don't be indifferent to your education. Your career depends on it. Enroll at Blue Crest College today. Visit www.bluecrest.edu.gh.
Welcome back to Pan African TV. This is Youth Empowerment Television Show, your most authoritative youth analysis program. And this time I read your messages, few of them, so we can go on the discussion. This one says that, John, I promise you will win, but still put in more effort to convince the people. You didn't bring your name. This one says that John Dumelo is a fantastic man of no doubt, but unless he consults me, he would win. Sir Frank Konaro, best from University of Education Kumasi campus. This one says, tell John we are with him in prayers. We believe that with God, all things are possible in 2020. This is Afi in Abelimpe. Okay. This one says that we are all at the Masalachi area watching on TV in Abelimpe. Okay. This one says that John, be serious. So even flag bearer for undergo acclamation at Congress per MPP constitution. That no happen, so MPP no get flag bearer serve Richmond. John be too much. I'm listening to him. This one's Richmond. Today you meet your meter. All your questions you ask and the headlines you want, John they give you tough time. This is Raga Amaga. This one says that John will win for sure. You didn't bring your name. This one says that my name is Kelly Havo. I'm really enjoying John's conversation. I guess the name John is a blessed name for our best political leaders. May God bless him. After Nana, there's John, and there's another John in John Dumelo. This one says, hi, I'm Terry from Ho. Charlie, I really love this guy. I want to be like him when I grow up. This one also says that, good afternoon, boss. Thanks for this program. John, in fact, I like one of your movies and very interesting. This is Queen Latifah. This one says that, good afternoon, Pan African TV. You are indeed doing a great job for Mother Ghana. God increase you in knowledge, experience, and inshallah. John will win. This is says that this is Mafi in Ayawaso West Wagon. This one says that, good afternoon. I'm very happy for this. John Dumelo, you are the man we like. Please add me to your campaign groups. Okay. This one also is like, hi, John. My name is Frank. I seriously need you to help me with a lot of issues, especially things to okay. This one says that I'm a student in Gimpa. How do I get the data? Okay, contact your class rep. This one says that I'm Bright Heavy from East Legon. I want to tell John to be prayerful, though he has great work. This one, I need your help. I need a job. Okay, so let me read Facebook more. Then we come back to the studios. Okay. Wow. This one also says that God is giving Ghanaians and the NDC party another visionary man like JM and John all the way. This one also, okay, this one is from Nuruddin Skydome, also sent us that message. This one says that, hi John, you will surely win the election. This is Joshua from Agnoga. Okay, so we are reading the message. This one says that, please ask John what he would do to help the movie industry when he becomes MP. Okay. Senior, you don't have a running mate, and you said the MPP parliamentary candidates. Some constituencies don't have parliamentary candidates yet. Wow. That is factual. But is that the reason why your running mates?
No, that's not the reason. But I'm just saying that for those who are complaining, of course, that's the MPP saying that we don't have our MPP, we don't have our vice presidential candidate yet. That's what I'm saying. That legally they don't even have a presidential candidate. They don't even have parliamentary candidates in some of the constituencies. Yet they are worried about our one vice presidential candidate that we've not nominated. I beg. Please, I mean, let's not talk about that. We are winning the election, and we'll name a vice presidential candidate, and we'll win the election. And so they should concentrate on choosing their people who will represent them and leave us alone.
2016, what happened? Why did NDC lose?
Well, I think it was personally, this is my view, there's a personal view. I feel that people, some of the structures in the party were not followed in terms of organizational structures, and so people got angry. Some of our own people got angry, and so they didn't go and vote. And I think for me that was the main thing that happened. And there were a lot of groups, you know, this for Mahama, this for this for this. A lot of mushroom groups, WhatsApp platform groups, who were doing the jobs of the branch executives and constituency executives, party officers and stuff. And so I think that for me personally, that's what led to our defeat. But nevertheless, these groups are equally important, and moving forward, we should be able to enshrine them, or we should be able to join them with the activities of the constituency and branch executives, so that we move forward.
You're giving about 200,000 Ghana cedi worth of loans with no interest to your constituents. What you have even done in the past, we've not even liquidated or quantified it in an amount form. Adding 200,000 soft loans to corner shops, tabletops, retail businesses, coconut sellers, roasted plantains, the small minor hand-to-mouth businesses, 200,000. Are you sure they'll pay your money back? Don't you think? You see, loans are something that would breach relationships some cannot pay.
You no go free. You no go pay. Me, I can't give you loan. You no go pay. How you go pay?
It's your constituent.
Yeah, but I will let you know that what you are doing or what you are collecting is not free money. It's something that you need to pay back. And when you pay back, that same 200 or 300 Ghana cedis or 400 Ghana cedis will be given to Abuna. So Abuna is waiting for you. So if you don't pay back, Abuna will not get it. So Abuna self will give you pressure that my money is with you. So when you finish paying, I'm now using that money to run my business. So there's nothing like you will not pay back.
Is that not political talk? 200,000 Ghana cedis of loans?
It's not. It's not political talk.
Has it been enrolled yet?
I've started. I started last week. I gave a few people. This week I'm giving other. I mean, we're doing it small by small, bit by bit, just to see the response and to see how people will pay back. Because some of the people will start paying weekly, some will start paying monthly. I mean, for those who do the hand-to-mouth kind of jobs, they can pay weekly and so on and so forth. So that's what we are looking at.
If I ask you to rate this current government over 100, performance-wise, what percentage would you give them? Overall, this government so far?
42.
You give this guy a 42%?
Yeah.
42. 42 isn't failed.
It not be failed.
42. 42.
For where?
42 for.
That be D.
Failed, yeah.
Or it be E.
42 be D or E.
But so he left small, then go fail. But
because we are almost 6 months to election and they have 42%. Then they are doing well. They can get 8% to the next 6 years.
To get a 50.
Yeah.
I know, but make them get them. I mean, they say the 88 hospitals they go. So if you add another 8,
but 88. Okay, so. But what is it? What is the 2 project this government have done that you think you admired and it's something that we should applaud them for?
To be honest, I think the handling of the COVID-19 crisis is something that I applaud them for.
Okay.
Not 100% applause, but to some extent, they've done well. But they can do better.
Okay.
Because our cases could have gotten worse if they didn't take such measures. But such measures should have been taken earlier on, like closing of the borders and so on and so forth. But never late than never. So I think
number 1 is the COVID-19 approach.
I think they've done well.
Number 2,
the second one, I don't know.
It's only COVID-19 approach so far.
I believe
free SHS isn't that a laudable idea?
It should be progressive, and that's what we always say.
Oh, John, you are saying that people in your constituents that are enjoying free SHS, we shouldn't have paid it, we should have done it small.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, and that's what we kept on saying, that free SHS should be progressive. You identify the people who really cannot afford and pay for them. And it's something that step by step you do it. How can you do free SHS?
So the step by step in those of your constituents who are in high school, what would have the step by step approach been?
How can you do free SHS when you've not built a single school?
But the kids are in school now.
Overcrowded. Yeah. Charlie, come on.
Wow.
I mean, my former school, Achimota School, is now overcrowded.
Yeah.
But I feel that Achimota School is blessed to probably have benevolent people who, or a strong old school association who help them to build, build more dormitories and stuff. But what about other schools that don't have such people or are struggling? And you know, the schools are overcrowded, and now we have to do the shift system and so on and so forth.
Yellow and blue.
Yellow and blue and gold, and the kids now sit at home for a long time, and this is a very bad time to look.
Okay, so thank you so much. The station has given us 15 minutes to wrap up, so I think we'll do it very, very quick. Okay, so John wants to leave us, so we'll do it first. So on the economy basics, I mean the management of the economy and all of that, do you think this government has done well than the previous administration?
No. Because
agriculture has had an amazing growth rate as compared to those times. It was zero negatives. GDP growth.
Which part of agriculture? Have you looked at the fishery sector? It's been negative.
Okay, but I'm talking about the John. No, you see, I get it. They do not break it down.
Yes. So when you break it down,
it exposes a lot of things.
When you break it down, it exposes a lot of things that this one day so. I mean, you take a perfect example. You take a look at the exchange rate. Then they will say that for us,
the rate at which it increased is better than yours.
The rate of depreciation was better than our rate of. Is the goal to depreciate? Are we looking at who is depreciating less?
Especially when you say you've arrested the dollar.
The point is to appreciate the cedi. That is the point. That is what you campaigned on. That is what you campaigned and said we would make the cedi strong. So you don't come and say that the depreciation, our rate is slower. So that means we are better managers of the economy. It's almost 6 cedis. It doesn't make sense.
But our economy before this COVID-19 was the fastest growing economy in the world. Won't you applaud the government for that?
Fastest in what?
In the world, yes. The economy.
So it's better than America.
But if Bloomberg, if the World Economic Ratings are favoring Ghana, we don't credit this presidency. Does
that transcend to the people on the ground for them to say that
So the NDC was also wrong when they said Professor Mills had a good inflation rate and they should be voted for again in 2012.
But people had money in their pockets.
2012.
There's a difference. Yes.
People had money in their pockets. 2012.
People had money in their pockets, and that's how come
than it is now.
Yes.
But you're doing more for your constituents than you did before. Are you not having money in your pocket now?
That is me. I'm one person.
But if the system is bad, won't it affect you personally?
If the system was bad, I wouldn't be spending as much money to help my constituents as I am now.
Viewers, pardon me, John.
I shock you.
John, he didn't give you tough time for here, but it's a bit okay. It's okay. Are you able to help the movie industry when you are a member of parliament? I know it does not really resonate well, but you are a lawmaker. Would you have any special role to play for them?
I keep on saying that everybody have different needs, and so it's about me sitting down with them and listening to their needs and listening to what they need. Somebody will say they need a film village. Somebody will say they need money to produce films. Somebody to say they need, tax exemptions or certain tax exemptions. All those things. So everybody and their needs, and so it's about me sitting down with them to say, okay, what is it really? How do you want me to help you? Is it that, so all those things. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit down and say that, okay, I'm going to give loans to everybody to produce. When you produce, how are you going to market it? How are you going to pay back the loans and so on and so forth? And so these are the things I'm looking at.
Wow. Okay. We are wrapping up, but one question that often comes up is that we saw in the news that we saw you, I think Peter Otokuno, we saw Sam George, that the Electoral Commission was training some persons, I think around the Pram area, after court has given an injunction not for them to meet at that particular premises. Later we realized that it was an injunction on the usage of the premises, not the activity. So they changed their location to a different place to have that activity go on. Many people were saying that, okay, so it's like even in opposition, NDC is not paying attention to details.
No. When you read the injunction, it clearly stated, and the reason why Sam George went to court, it clearly stated that they shouldn't hold the meeting because of the ban on public gathering.
Oh, so that was the injunction?
That was the injunction. And there are some people who are exempted. I think if you read the EI 64, either 64 or 65, there are people who are exempted, the military, the I think the security forces, and then
the essential services,
the essential services, the health, and so on and so forth. EC is not part of it.
Isn't the ruling on the NIA to go ahead and do their constitutionally mandated, duty, isn't that ruling binding? Because in law, there's a precedence. Wouldn't that ruling bind the EC to continue?
The reason why EC, that's NIA, that's different. But the EC, the reason why Sam George went to court again was that it was the ban on social gathering. And that is why he went to court, to stop them from holding that meeting. And so if you listen, for those who are in the court and they listen, the judge said that was the reason why he was placing an injunction on the meeting, not because it was being held in Pram, not because once you place an injunction on the meeting for them not to hold the meeting, whether you hold it in Pram or Bolga or Pusiga or whatever.
It had nothing to do with location, but the activity.
If it had something to do with location, you wouldn't have converged at the City Hotel, Accra City Hotel, City Escape Hotel.
So you guys were there. Okay, so this is the point where in this last 10 minutes of the show, make sure you call us on the numbers just on your screen. If you're in Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency, your parliamentary candidate is here to hear you out. So you can give him an inspirational message, encourage him, and also if you have any special request, you can tell him. Make sure you call the numbers on your screens right now as the conversation goes on. So John, when you got there, what was the motive of getting there? Are you going to stop them, or you're going to demonstrate, or what?
Well, I mean, when we got there, we of course we had the injunction. Our injunction was to not hold any meeting, and so we're there to make sure. And it was some judge who took them to court, so it was for us to make sure that the meeting doesn't take place. That's the real reason why we're there.
So how would you have stopped that? You didn't have police with you. Police was actually protecting them.
No, so the police came and we explained to the police, and the police asked us to lodge a formal complaint, which we did, and the police came and they entered the premises to ascertain what they were doing. And then they came back to say, indeed, yes, there was a meeting going on over there, and as such, and we said, okay, fine, so why don't they stop? And
but the Greater Accra police operations, he made a statement to one of the channels that he only saw people at the lobby, the hotel lobby, but he didn't witness a meeting going on.
Perfect. That's what he said.
Yes.
But the truth is that, come on, you see about 20 or 30 cars belonging to the EC parked in the hotel. The hotel gate is locked.
Of course. Yeah.
They're not just going there for holidays. So they can't just go there to be walking around the lobby. And so we knew that they were having a meeting.
Now, if those are the details contained in the injunction, then that's a contempt of court. Have you heard from some judge that he's going?
I haven't heard from him ever since then. I mean, we've spoken, but it wasn't about that. But you know, I would speak to him again about the way forward, and then we'll see what happens.
Are you not for a new voters register?
No.
You don't want a new voters register?
Why?
A modern one that doesn't have us to laminate information on normal A4 sheets. A card one.
We used that register for 2012 elections.
Yes.
We used it for 2016 elections.
Yes.
It has produced 2 presidents.
Yes.
We used that for the referendum. We used that
Yes.
for the December 7 district assembly elections. So why is it that now they are saying that there's a problem with it? Forget about the 2 presidents.
Yeah.
Referendum, district assembly elections, just this December.
Yeah.
Then after that, now you say there's a problem with it, and that you have to do a new register. It doesn't hold water.
But are you guys not shifting the mandate of the Electoral Commission to compile voters register, to organize elections? Won't you allow him to enjoy the freedom, the independence they have, to do what they want? So for us, they don't have any mischief.
Do what they want, but do what they want. You can't do what you want. Do what you want with a little bit of reasoning. I mean, you've used this register for so many occasions, and then suddenly you say that there's a problem with it. Come on. Then what's the point?
Were you at the last demonstration that was held for the voters register?
The one that NDC held?
Yes.
Yes, the one that we walked from, I think it was Kaukudi to the EC. Yes, I was part of it.
In the event the Electoral Commission still goes ahead with the voters register, what would you do? You guys will boycott Parliament like 1992 MPP did.
As for that one, let's leave it to the parliamentarians to decide.
But if the party decides that all parliamentarians should step aside from this election because of a new voters, would you step aside? Or you go as an independent candidate?
Well, they haven't said that, so when that happens, we'll see what we'll do.
But there's a probability of going independent if they do that, because your future on the member of Parliament, yes.
Because
if the party says we don't want new voters register, there's something mischievous about it. All parliamentary candidates don't contest. Like 1992, MPP stayed away from the election. You're
asking me a hypothetical question, which I don't go for answer because that hasn't happened yet. So that one day, I know answer. Then the headlines will be like, I'll go independent. If no, I know.
Hey, John. Okay, I think there's a problem with our phone line, so we're working on it so that you guys can call. If somebody is watching us and is in your constituency and wants to benefit from the soft loans you're given, how does the person get it?
Well, the truth is that we come to you.
Oh, okay.
And so because we don't want to say that, okay, come to Pan-African TV and wait for us.
Flooded.
You will have everything flooded and people come with their problems and so on and so forth.
So
what we are doing is we come to you, we go to you, and we identify that, this is what we are doing. Would you need some, and so on and so forth. And that's how we are running it, because we know that in as much as the money is small, it can just a few people can be able to benefit from it, and so that's why we're just doing that.
Okay, you have been quoted for saying that former President Mills, may his soul rest in peace, lost twice, he won. President Akufo-Addo lost twice, he won. God forbid, I mean, if you lose, would you come again?
Look, I think that statement I made, a lot of people, I mean, of course there was an article about it and say, I would not give up when I lose or if I lose, and so on and so forth. I mean, we have a positive mindset. We are winning. That's the whole point. And so, post-winning, we'll win. We are not even thinking about losing at all. I think that interview, they asked me both sides.
Okay.
Member,
Dumelo.
Okay. And saying that we really appreciate the good work that he's doing. And to pray that God in the mercy, so that we can also obtain that seat for his constituency.
Okay. Thank you so much. So
I'm calling from Takoradi.
Okay, Takoradi people. Okay. Thank you. So call us on 030-290-8718. So call us on 030-290-8718. Call us so that you can speak to John in the studios here on Pan-African TV. This one says that John, you are too hot for the guy to handle you. Yeah, of course. Today he mafia me. Trust me. But it's normal, you know. John, good afternoon. I am in the Amasamai constituency, but John, you are too. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name and where you are calling from. Hello.
John Dumelo, a very nice man.
Yeah, that's it.
Yesterday.
What's that? Yesterday.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay.
But if they can increase the volume too small for us, yes, I can John. This one says that. But John, you are too mad. This is David, branch organizer, Accra Manaman in NDC. Okay. This one says that John, did you make a research before coming, comparing 2012 economic status to 2020? Oh, I like, but you really surprised me. I think you can change them, but rather joining the NDC, join MPP. The message is not really clear. This one says that what is it special that you can do for the constituency that none of the past parliamentarians have not been able to do? And again, what is your primary motive if that is pushing you to be given the mandate as parliamentary candidate? Some of your messages I have to restrike. This one says that I'm Felix from Amasaman. John is the only man in Accra movies I prefer most. He will win in the name of Jesus because he's humble. I even have a very serious story for him, and I know he is the one to do it. Let him please.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you are calling from?
I'm Irene. I'm calling from New Achimota, Kingsley.
Okay. John is here. Talk to him.
Okay. I like to tell him that I really appreciate what he's doing, and he's done a lot for the youth of Ghana. But my problem is the data he's sharing. What about those of us at the training college? Are we fine? Or
okay, is it for the constituency alone?
Yeah.
Or? Oh, okay. So I think maybe contact your member of parliament. but you are giving a lot of member of. It's like you are giving. What like no, but you see, what man the things you're doing. Honestly, it's as if I think that is what has even pushed some. I won't mention, but it looks like there's a rating of ministers and what they have done in COVID-19 and all of that. Don't people feel you are really giving them a pace to catch?
No, it's not a pace. I mean, I want to win my seat. What I do here is what my constituents need is different from what somebody's constituents need.
The needs are different.
The needs are the needs are different.
Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you are calling from?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Okay, you are live on Pan African TV.
Hello,
yes, you are live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, in fact, this is with the culture.
Okay.
John Dumelo, I see him actually as the next president of this country.
Amen. Okay.
Not MP. Yeah,
okay.
Amen.
March it today, the 4th day of May. It's more than a prophecy.
We mark out.
And so, all that people are doing.
Okay.
What was it go to do like the last message you read?
Okay.
I don't think that's the thing that can stop John Dumelo.
Okay.
And honestly, we needed his number,
okay.
And we are strongly behind him.
Okay.
And I know inshallah, he is going to take it to Parliament and will be the next president of this country to change the fortune of this country. He is the man. He is the man.
Okay.
Of vision.
Okay.
I've seen him, and then
okay. Thank you.
Sami Awuku, but of late. It's not well.
Okay, okay. All right. Thank you so much. This is where we'll end the phone conversations. John, this is your camera. Your constituents are watching you. This station is on your land. What do you have to tell them?
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My constituency in Ayawaso West Wogon. I just want to greet you this afternoon. I just want to let you know that there's hope coming, there's change coming, and I want to let you know that the policies or the things I'm doing is going to affect positively each and every one of you. So take time, have faith, have patience, and on the 7th of December, please, when you go, just vote for John Dumelo and vote for John Dramani Mahama so that hope and the right change would come to Ghana. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, John. It's been nice having you, and this is on record, the toughest interview I've had. You know the answer straight. The answers are the one for you. You just the pass somewhere, but that's a smart politician for you. But it's nice having you, and it's such a great pleasure. Now, for our viewers, those that have been following the story we run on the show, the 200,000 Ghana Cedi Gets Fund gave to the NUCS president or the National Union of Ghana students. That particular 200,000 citizens have received messages, have received the evidence, and indeed the job they did for that renovated office is worth it. I've seen the works they have done. I've seen the old place. I've seen the new place, and I think there's no cause for alarm. And so we do not. Okay, then John is leaving us. So it's such an amazing interview that we had. And so just for the records, just so that you guys will know, tomorrow we will have the PRO for Private Schools Association of Ghana. Private Schools Association of Ghana, PRO will be here tomorrow. Private schools, you are being affected by this lockdown. Schools are closed. Some of the teachers say that private schools are not paying them. But private schools, you were able to make a donation to the COVID-19 fund. We want to believe you did it for good reasons. And so tomorrow, we'll ask all the questions you want us to ask you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll have the PRO for private schools in the country. Okay, so this is where time will permit us. So please, NUCS formal executives did a great job. I've seen the evidence. I've seen what the 200,000 Ghana Cedi was used for, and so there's no cause for alarm. Hyde is doing a great job, and let's support the new presidency. Maybe next week I will run an editorial. What would happen if NUCS is not able to organize an elections in August? Kwame wants to beat me on the air, but let me leave right now. I'll be back tomorrow. Private schools PRO will be here. They don't have money. They're not paying teachers, yet they are making donations. The PRO will be here tomorrow so that we'll have the interview. My name is Richmond Amofasapon. If you say a prayer, say something for me. We are doing this for God and country. Bye-bye. I love you guys.